I'm here with Sean-Patrick Lovett, who worked closely with Pope Francis for 10 years and covered 5 papacies and 4 conclaves. Sean, I know there has to be a lot on your mind, and I know there's a lot of feelings, as you worked very closely with Pope Francis. What exactly are you feeling right now, and did you see this coming?
Well, exactly how I'm feeling. I'm as devastated as I think many Catholics and others in the world are right now. No, we didn't see this coming. To tell you the absolute truth, when I did see the news on my feed this morning, my very first thought was, it has to be fake. And I started immediately comparing to see whether it could be verified on Vatican News and so on and so forth. So, no, we saw the Pope yesterday in St. Peter's Square. We heard his voice. We've been praying for him so long. We were convinced that he was going to be okay for a while longer. So, no, I don't think I nor anybody else saw this coming, Charlotte.
And there's a lot of movement going on right here at St. Peter's. What exactly happens immediately following this tragic passing of a pope?
Well, first of all, you have the announcement. We had the announcement this morning. It was the papal chamberlain, Cardinal Kevin Farrell, who's the former Archbishop of the Diocese of Dallas in the United States, you may remember. He is the chamberlain, which means it falls to him to make the announcement. So someone must have gone into the Pope's room this morning around 7:30 to wake him up or whatever, and found him dead. And so the chamberlain's first task then is, together with his doctor, to ascertain and confirm that death, and then to make that announcement that we heard, that we saw on television. And then the job starts, because he's in charge of what is called an interregnum. It's the sede vacante. It's literally the empty chair, the empty chair that the papacy is vacant right now. And so, having ascertained that the Pope is dead, the whole protocol kicks in. And it's a protocol that Pope Francis himself decided upon. In 2023, he came out with a new document updating what will happen in the case of the death of a pope. So it's very, very clear. Instead of being laid out in the papal apartments, the body is taken in to the chapel, where is probably where he's lying at this very moment. And it's laid in a coffin immediately. So there won't be this, what we saw with John Paul II, what we've seen with previous popes, Benedict XVI, this laying in state, as it's called, inside St. Peter's Basilica. Pope Francis has wanted to bring everything down to a much simpler level. So he will lie in state, but he will be inside the coffin, a simple coffin, dressed in his white cassock with red robes over that, and that should take place very soon. It has to take place within the next few days. The funeral must take place within 5 to 7 days from the time he departed this earth, which is today.
And I know a lot of people are interested in next steps and what we should be looking forward to. How long is the period of mourning we have here, and what is the protocol surrounding that?
So yes, it's interesting. You have the announcement. The Pope is dead. And the world goes into a period of mourning, the Catholic Church especially. It's been a 13-year pontificate. We've loved Pope Francis very much. We acknowledge the wonderful things he has done for the Church and for the world, and we are sad. And we're given a period of time, 9 days. Everything is symbolic, 3 times 3, to express that mourning. It also concretely gives the cardinals time to get their affairs in order and get on the planes and come to Rome, because that's the next step, and they have to be here. They need to be here for the funeral. Right now we're seeing the outpouring of messages of people from the heads of state and heads of government saying how sorry they are. We're also seeing, if you look at social media, it's fascinating to see everybody's putting their pictures of them with Pope Francis, which is actually very, very sweet. And so you have this hierarchical, vertical line of condolences, but you also have this horizontal line of ordinary people saying, we love him, we're sorry that he's gone. I had a chance to meet him. And then it's and what comes next? And what comes next is, as we said, these days of mourning, which gives the Church time to breathe and time to set in motion the protocol that is necessary for the funeral arrangements.
So starting today, we'll continue mourning with the Church. Sean, can we count on you to keep us updated as things unfold?
I should hope so, because there's a lot of confusion as well regarding exactly what happens and who does what, when and how. So it'll be a great pleasure to do that. I look forward to our next chat together. Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you, Sean. We'll be here in Rome with your next story.